Hello once again. So this is Brandon Rogers. Today I'd like to walk you through my thought process, reflecting on what we've learned throughout our transformational change course, specifically focused on whole system change. For me, this comes alive when I think about systems implementation. So I'd like to walk you through my thought process and how we can apply what we've learned in the literature to folks in the everyday field. So I'd like to start off with my change philosophy. And my thought is change is an iterative, ongoing effort that should emphasize humanity over any other type of process or system. It's ethical, moral, and it's focused on the truth as opposed to organizational politics. It's culture shifting, it's inclusive, and it's collaborative. And above all else, when it's transformational and effective, specifically, it can be when it's integrated with business strategy and an active drive for continuous improvement. So, deep diving into systems implementation, in my experience, what I've noticed is that system implementation can be really tough, not for the technical aspects of actually getting the system integrated. A lot of times it's much more focused on the behavioral aspects, the organizational politics behind things, potential existing systems that may have been legacy or within siloed organizations, software packages that are being used but maybe haven't actually been communicated. And what happens is it leads to initiatives to integrate data using data fields. And then there's issues with data integrity as a result because information is flowing between multiple systems as opposed to having a much more focused strategy behind the decisions that are being made within the business. So looking at the literature, I developed a 5-stage model that basically has 5 stages. The diagnosis stage, which begins by just determining the size of the initiative, whether it's large, small, and getting out there and reading relevant literature. You'll hear that as a signature theme within my model, because I feel like many models are very insular, and I feel like in order to change and create sustainable, transformative change, it's going to require thinking outside of the box and gathering evidence-based information that can help. The second stage is identification, making sure to collaborate with others to understand barriers. After that, selection. So according to the business strategy, selecting an evidence-based method or framework that can assist with that. After that, addressing the behavioral aspects through other evidence-based methods such as contextual or emotional intelligence. And finally, transforming through that continuous improvement. When it comes to the text that Burrell captured, especially regarding systemic leadership, I distilled this down to the basic idea that good leadership extends from the top all the way to the bottom, and it's essential to develop individual leaders who embody great leadership. When it comes to the behavioral aspects, the intentional change theory is a tried and true method that I've used personally. And the idea behind this is considering one's ideal self and then comparing it to their actual self. So in understanding those strengths, those gaps, those weaknesses, one can develop a learning agenda. And then that requires navigating the NEA, negative emotional attractor, and PEA, positive emotional attractor. And the idea is that staying within these spaces, sometimes pushing barriers a little bit to be uncomfortable, those experiences are critical in establishing new behaviors that can be sustainable. In combination with contextual intelligence, this is a recipe for the books. And with this, you're practicing awareness by understanding hindsight, foresight and also having insight on the present. So looking at your past, your future, and your current. And in combination, using EI and CI can help individuals to become inwardly and outwardly aware of their reactions. And that can help them to navigate tough situations like a systems implementation in a mindful, logical way. So the conclusion is that based upon what we've learned, it's really, really important to address not just the how, but also the why. And the combination is crucial to navigating systemic and behavioral aspects related to successful change. And with that, the end. Thank you.